to so many people, having many fragrances just doesn't make any sense. And no, I mean, that's valid considering the fact that, there are like thousands and thousands of fragrances on the market and they don't want to spend money on, a bunch of that. Today, I have 10 fragrances that will be the perfect one fragrance collection for you guys. Um, you know, they're like a bunch of different styles and stuff, and you can pick your favorite. Let's get into it. My first pick is going to be Cedrat Boise, just the original. I know the intense version exists, but to me, this is the juice. Uh, all season, all occasion, everywhere, you name it, just gets the job done. It leans a little bit more towards like a summer fragrance because, of the freshness, but it is pretty versatile and I can definitely see someone, wear this in wintertime as well. What is interesting about this fragrance is that it's like a fruit basket in the middle of, nowhere. It's just you can smell it, but you cannot put your finger on anything specific. So it has fruity notes, it has a citrus up top. It has a leathery backbone, but I don't really get that much leather. I get some heft and heaviness. Ah, man, smells so good. And honestly, like it's one of those fragrances that is nowadays unique. Some people compare this one to Creed's Aventus. I don't get any comparison. Yeah, of course, it has some, like the fruity deal plus, like a woody backbone. But honestly, it does its own thing. And for the price, especially from discounters or places that you can find this, cheaper than retail, it's a steal. It's like a 120 milliliter bottle, 4 ounces. Just, you get very nice packaging, like a pouch that, the fragrance sits into. And honestly, I mean, you cannot go wrong with it. If you have a collection of one fragrance and the fragrance is going to be Cedrat Boise, I think it's a win. Great fragrance. Next up, let's go to an underrated fragrance that was launched this year. This is Real Superdry O2. And this fragrance is pretty interesting. So, like it didn't get any hype. I saw it like maybe once or twice on YouTube. Other than that, nothing. But it's pretty good. So the fragrance follows a trend. It has, like some pineapple up top. It has like that, like a classic masculine opening, just like the modern masculine opening. It's pretty, how say it, like falls into the trend. But two things here. First of all, it has like a very, very cool atomizer. This thing is interesting. The packaging is pretty cool. Like it has like a triangular shape, kind of a bottle, and like the whole composition with the gradient and everything looks great. Uh, in the mid, it has fig milk, so it has this composition of very interesting dusty fig, mixed with like a little bit of metallic notes, if that makes any sense. The way you imagine, like if you dip in like a fig branch into milk, if that makes any sense. So it is fig, you get that, but it's like the very dusty fig. Uh, Kind of reminds me of a fig infusion from Essential Parfums, if you're familiar with that brand. This, however, is very, very cheap. It's on the cheaper side of stuff. And for the price, I guess it gets the job really done well. I mean, you can wear it anytime, anywhere, any occasion. Of the only bad like downside is the performance. It's not bad by any means, but you know, I would expect something that has some heft to it. Like it is figgy and stuff. It's like kind of like a how to say fruity fragrance, but it has some heft. It has like a ton of ambroxan. I can pick them up uh but pretty easily. But the problem is that it doesn't last that long, so you need to reapply it. But all in all, considering the price and everything, if you have one of these, you can get like a big size, like a 100 milliliter bottle, and like a tiny baby size, like this one, 50 ml. And just carry this one in your bag and reapply if you have to. It is a pretty interesting fragrance, worth a try. I'm quite happy with it, and you will definitely be amazed. Like for the price, this is a nice fragrance. Let's go to an absolute classic. Here is a fragrance that's been out for decades and it never disappoints. Let's go Cool Water, the original. I know it has like new flankers and whatnot, but to me, this one is that fragrance. So you may argue that this is a summer only kind of a fragrance, and that would make sense. It has C notes, lavender. It has like a touch of mint up top. It's very fresh and like kind of like a very, very clean vibe to it. However, in wintertime, you can definitely pull this off. Reason, it smells like, detergent. It's like you're always wearing, freshly washed clothes. And, for that matter alone, for that thing alone, I mean, gets all the points. There's a reason this been in production for more than 3 decades, and it continues to be very, very impressive. I know it's a classic. Probably your father, maybe even your granddad, at this point has been wearing this, been rocking this for decades. But still, this is fantastic. It also has like that classic masculine oak moss kind of like a backbone. It's like oak moss. I think it has some woods, but doesn't take anything away from the fragrance itself. Amazing. Uh, Not a great performer anymore. It's been reformulated to death. Uh, been around for ever. So if you want something with beastly performance, don't expect much. But if you want to just smell fresh and clean and just like pleasant, damn it. Ugh, it's a no-brainer. Cool water. Who doesn't like it? Yeah. Also, it has similarities to some more expensive fragrances. A green Irish tweed, namely. I mean, it's not exactly like that. Obviously, you're not, getting anything like that when you pay like 10 times less. But on its own, absolute classic, fantastic fragrance. I love this thing. Cool Water, the original from Davidoff. Let's go to another underrated gem of a fragrance, Dior Homme 2020. I know it's popular nowadays, but when it first came out, people were just upset. People were upset. Man, they were mad. And they're like, no, the whole line is destroyed. What is this? But to me, it's just phenomenal. I believe if Dior Sauvage didn't exist, this would be Dior's, like go to. This would be their superstar and the most popular fragrance. Reason is because two reasons. It's like a continuation of the Dior Homme line without the irisy lipsticky deal. That was a deal breaker for so many people, but they were upset. And the next reason was that like Dior Sauvage is extremely popular, blows everything out of water. So I mean, you'd never expect something like this to take off. However, it is very, very, very underrated. It has like this very interesting masculine pink peppery start to it. Then uh it has some woods, it has cashmere, and it just comes at you with like a very clean vibe, but it's not clean in a way that is, like crisp. It's very soothing and very, very, how to say, like soft. Smells like nothing you've smelled, but also you can, draw comparisons with so many fragrances. It's pretty interesting. It also uses the note of Aishui Super pretty well with vetiver, alongside each other. Gives it like a very green, but not like any specific green. Uh, Backbone. I don't know how to describe it. Like it is green, but it's not like a plant, right? You get that vibe from it more than anything. And honestly, for the price, you get like a very nice Dior pressurized atomizer. You get, like a nice packaging. And oh man, the quality is so good. Honestly, like as I said, it's still underrated in my opinion. This fragrance is awesome. You got to try it. Dior Homme 2020. Don't let people tell you it's not good. It's fantastic. If you're gonna have like a standard fragrance for your collection, you can wear it anytime, literally anywhere, any occasion, any season. If it's snowing outside, if it's sunny outside, this will get the job done. Fantastic creation, and I love everything about this. I mean, it's a shame that uh it dethroned the original, but this did a good job, and it's like a worthy successor. Durham 2020. Don't sleep on it. Let's go to a no-brainer, like if you're gonna have like a one fragrance collection, let's go to a blue fragrance and you know, one of the kings of blues. This is Bleu de Chanel EDP. Ah, man, this creation is fantastic. So it is very similar to the original EDT. It does have some heaviness to it, has some incense worked in there. It has some patchouli. It has mint. It has lavender. It just has aldehydes. It's just like a very mix of masculine notes between like the modern, like it works like a bridge between like the modern blue fragrances and the blue fragrance of the old, namely its own predecessor, the Bleu de Chanel EDT. This fragrance is everything you want it to be. So it's very classy, it's very refined, it's still playful, still, very young. I can definitely pull this off, but you can do, a lot of things with this scent. You can just dress it up, dress it down. You can, you know, just have it in your, I don't know, shelf or whatever. Just grab it, spray it, go. Don't think about it. Uh, Beautiful. This is a new batch. I have a performance problem with this one. I don't know if it's my bottle or, the batches are just weak. In the past, like this fragrance came like 10, 11 years ago. So it's been a while. And I don't know, like the OG bottles, I, like I under the impression that they work better. Maybe I'm wrong, but they did work better. Nowadays, if I don't spray this thing on my clothes, it's gone in like, I don't know, 1 hour. So to me it's like extremely weak, but just because of its status, the way it's made, and the fact that it is one of the OG blue fragrances, I think it deserves some love. um if you find like maybe an older bottle, definitely grab it. If not, you know it's just amazing. I mean, you cannot hate on this thing. But know that the performance is not as good as it used to be, or at least I think it used to be. But still, it's Bleu de Chanel. I mean, you can never go wrong with Bleu de Chanel, right? Let's go from one Chanel to another Chanel. Let's go Platinum Egoiste next. I've been talking about this fragrance on the channel for a while. uh, I will keep talking about it. Fantastic. It has every clean element, as like expect a fragrance to be timelessly clean. But I mean, this is just something else. So it has like every clean note that comes to your mind. It has jasmine, has lavender, it has neroli, uh, and the way they're all incorporated. It has rosemary. The way Oh man. This stuff is great. Honestly, like if I had to pick my pick from all these, probably definitely ends up in like top two, maybe the first one. Uh Fragrance is timeless. It's the first thing. It's very clean. You can wear it anywhere. Offends absolutely nobody. I don't know like why some people may think like this is, dated. It's not dated at all. Still fantastic, gets the job done. And it's a Chanel. It's an absolute classic. If you have not tried this, you have to try it. I'm not saying like go buy it, but at least you have to try this thing once. Fantastic creation, been here forever. Reason, there's a reason this one is still in production and is going strong. It's a Chanel. You get everything you need. Nice packaging, and the atomizer, man. What else you want? The popularity of Louis Vuitton's Imagination, I figured one of the clones can be in here. I chose Cobra. I know there are like a bunch of clones, and of course, Imagination itself exists, but I have a reason for picking this one. Uh, Cobra is an interesting fragrance. So, first of all, it has a very similar vibe, obviously, to Imagination, but the way it is made is a little bit different. I feel this is heavier on everything. The tea I get here is way more prominent, it's heavy. Some people may not like it. They may tell you like it's very sharp. I like it. Uh the way that the neroli is, worked in, I can definitely pick this up. It has amber. That gives it that, depth and, like some heaviness to it, like makes it a little bit more, how say it, like assertive. That makes any sense. This fragrance is new still, obviously, like, my opinion may change, but it's one of the only imagination clones that you can wear every season. And, it has enough heft, and it has enough oomph to it that, it can carry itself in the heat and in the cold. I love this fragrance a lot. They've done really a very good job, but everything else is pretty much similar to Imagination. So if you're a fan of that DNA and you want something with good performance, good longevity, a little bit of a twist, and, like more heft, definitely check this one out. It comes in the Rasasi, packaging, the Hawas line. So there's nothing not to like about it. It has, the snake head and whatnot. Check this out. Pretty good. If Bleu de Chanel had a younger brother, it would be this one. This is Dylan Blue from Versace. I'm pretty sure many of you, oh man, are familiar with that scent. This is great. It is smoky, but it's also green and watery. The best way I can describe is like green, watery, with like a lot of smoke in the background. Very underrated blue fragrance, cheaper than the, the heavy hitters, just as good. And this one has incredible performance. I mean, never had any issues with it. And, because of that incense and, like the heavier backbone, it just stays intact for a longer time and just supports everything. It also has like a bunch of ambroxan. I smell a lot of ambroxan. So if you're a fan of Sauvage, definitely check this one out as well. But it falls into that Bleu de Chanel, Sauvage category. So yeah, nothing more to say about it. Fantastic. If you are a younger guy, maybe on a budget, you don't want to spend, anything crazy, but you want like, the nice brand, you know, brand recognition is pretty good and nice packaging and everything and, crazy performance. Okay, I'm not saying like it's beast mode, it's not gonna, fill up a room or anything, but it is pretty decent and, you get all the perks. Check this one out, Dylan Blue by Versace. Honestly, for a younger guy, steal. Let's go myself, YSL next. The original. This is the EDP. When this one came out, people were angry and happy at the same time. And some people were really hating on it, like saying like it's very generic, like what the hell is this? You launch a new line, this is like uninspiring, whatnot. I love this fragrance a lot. It has, the orange blossom kind of a deal to it. And that's the whole point of the fragrance. It's very floral, but it's masculine enough that, like anyone can pull this off. Extremely inoffensive, very, very nice, hyper modern fragrance. If you're looking for something, like that would fit, the minimalism of the, uh, modern era, this one is definitely one to go with. Fantastic. You can also check like the other ones from the line, but I think like if you just want to have like a one fragrance collection, definitely myself EDP does the job for you. As I say, extremely inoffensive, but it can definitely pull a compliment or two. It's pretty good. And, there's nothing else to overcomplicate things. There's just like very minimal. The whole bottle is minimal. Note breakdown is minimal. The scent even, it's just clean floral and, masculine enough that can be pulled off by a man. The original, I love the new L'Absolu best. There's a video on my channel about, all the myself fragrances. But to me, if you're just going to have one, stick with this one. Crazy creation, hyper modern, very, very well blended, and just nothing else to talk about. Last but not least, this is one of the compliment monsters I have in my collection. This is Authentic Night by Abercrombie and Fitch. I'm surprised not more people are talking about this scent because to me, it's probably the best from the line, from the house even. Yes, I know Fierce exists and, like whatnot, but this fragrance is so underrated. If I can put like a massive dent in the bottle, it is good. It's very sexy, Oh man, in a fierce kind of way. It has some layers to that fragrance, actually. It has rhubarb, it has apple, but you know, it also has a sexiness from vanilla. It has some kind of like a very sweet air around it. If that makes any sense. Just like freshness layered with like a little bit of sweetness. It's alluring. It pulls people in, but it definitely, you know, can pass as fresh fragrance. So you can definitely pull it off any season, any occasion. To me, this one is just very, very underrated. It has leather and tonka bean in the dry down. However, they're not like heavy or dense or anything as you imagine, like tonka bean sweet. Not none of that. It just has, you know, all the freshness, all you know, the magnetic, you know, effect of freshness, the cleanliness, masked with like a very nice kind of sweetness. Very unique. Definitely a compliment puller, huge one actually for me personally. And total strangers have stopped me to ask me like, "What the hell are you wearing?" So, Authentic Night, Abercrombie and Fitch, extremely underrated fragrance. You have to try this one, man. 10 fragrances, you know, there's so many options to choose from, especially like, you know, if you're building just the one fragrance collection, but these 10 are pretty solid. I would tell you, like, if you're younger and maybe in your 20s, go with something like Dylan Blue or YSL Myself. They get the job done pretty well. If you're like maybe an older gentleman, you need something classier, maybe try Bleu de Chanel or Platinum Egoiste, both of them from the same house, but there's a reason both of them are still here after, you know, a very long time. But thank you for being here. It's always great to talk to you about something new on this channel, and some of the fragrances I recommended before. I keep recommending them because they're just fantastic, namely Platinum Egoiste may stand out. Thank you for watching. It's been running for a very long time. It's a long video. My apologies. Have a great day and night ahead. I'll see you next one.